Howdy, folks. I'm going to tell you a little story about a group of noobs that like to do stuff. Now, ain't no telling what they'll get themselves into. Whether it be four-wheeling, two-wheeling, maybe even four-hoofing. I guess you never can tell with this group. Guess the only way to find out is to sit back and watch.
Noobs doing stuff. 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 Maybe they'll go well and they'll go ride a bike. Maybe they just might go take a hike. Maybe they'll build or fix something, or maybe they won't do a thing at all. Maybe go fishing or play in the dirt. They're playing with fire, but they don't get burnt. Spending every wicked moment in the sun, just city slickers having fun. Noobs doing stuff. 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 Noobs doing stuff.
There you have it, folks. That there's a story of the noobs doing stuff.
Okay, Ubers. So, we're kind of winging it today. And we started off on the Broom Flats, 201, and the Broom Flats Trail. So, we were going to come back down Bulky Horse Road, which is a intermediate trail, but we were already halfway done and we just started. So, it's a short loop. So, what we decided to do is take Broom Flats all the way across until we hit Burns Canyon, and then we'll come back down. So it's a bigger, longer loop. We want to get hungry, it seems like it's pretty much flat for the most part here, and that's cool and all, but we don't want to make the video too short. So yeah, Gaia's telling me if we take Broom Flat straight up, we'll end up on Burns Canyon, and then we could come back down and we'll do what we got to do there. So I'll keep you posted and we'll see how it goes from there. See you there.
Howdy, folks. Jebediah Smelter here, welcoming y'all back to yet another episode of the Noobs Doing Stuff. Now, today was an unplanned trip up to Big Bear with Mad Mike, Saddle Up Sonia, and Miss Tilly. Not to mention Doc, of course. Now, today's trip started off as an attempt on Onyx Pass. But Onyx Pass was closed off due to the snow. So we decided to head on down a little further down the road to N01. Now, 201 has a couple of offshoots that take you down Bulky Horse Road, or you can shoot straight across up to Burns Canyon. But as you'll see further on down the road, we decided we needed a little bit more adventure in our lives. So, what we decided to do is once we hit 2N61Y, which is a Heartbreak Ridge loop, we figured, hey, what the heck, let's make this trip a little more interesting. So the noobs decided to take a detour. It turned out to be a pretty good trail day. Now, it was snowy, but the weather was perfect in every way, shape, and form. It was approximately 48 degrees, light breeze, the sun was shining bright in the sky. Sounds to me like a perfect day for trail running. Now let's see what the noobs get themselves into. Looks like they found their first junction off of 2N01. That's 2N61Y.
Now keep in mind that 2N61Y is the Heartbreak Ridge loop. Heartbreak Ridge loop is technically a intermediate to Black Diamond. So you'll notice that the trail gets a lot rockier, a lot ruddier, a lot more off-camber. But the noobs have faced a lot tougher trails, so this should be a walk in the park for them. Just watch and see. Now this section here, at least for most trails, the entrance is usually the gatekeeper. Now this gatekeeper has a couple challenges to it, but nothing too serious. All the way on down to the entrance of Heartbreak Ridge, it's pretty much the same thing. You may have a couple of rocky sections, but nothing too serious. Now once you pass the Heartbreak Ridge, that's where things get real interesting, as you'll be able to see further on down the trail. But being that the noobs are not known for turning down a challenge, you know darn tootin' that they're gonna go ahead and take it on. That's just how the noobs do. You'll get to see it with your own eyes. Now let's sit back and watch. Now on this particular video, you may notice there's not a whole lot of outside shots. Everything's gonna be off the rooftop camera. Being that it was not a planned trip, well, let's just say Miss Tilly wasn't all that up for running down the trails and getting those perfect shots. Nonetheless, the video footage we did manage to collect shows pretty well what the trail conditions were like on 2N61Y. Although we did get a couple of good outside shots later on down the trail. And I'm sure you can see out the angles of the front of the ruckus there just how off camber some of these spots were. Now let's mosey on through to the next obstacle. Now that there's the entrance to the Heartbreak Ridge and the Pontiac Sluice. If you've never been, I tell you what, you're in for one hell of a ride. Definitely a black diamond trail, but lots of fun. I mean, Large Marge made it through on her maiden voyage. And you can see that on our very first video. Maybe you might want to take a look. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Now, just like I said, the moment you pass the entrance to the Heartbreak Ridge on 2N61Y, the trail starts getting a little bit on the treacherous side. Very off camber, very ruddy, and very rocky. And all you're seeing right now is just the beginning. Now we'll get to some more serious stuff down the trail. And it only gets harder before it gets better. You'll see. This particular section here has a little split. Right hand side has a very serious rock garden. Now, Doc did consider it, but decided to pass that one up. Maybe we'll hit that back next time when the ruckus gets a couple more modifications. As you can see, Mad Mike's Power Wagon has been doing just fine on this trail. But let's get through this, which I would probably say is the hardest section of the trail. May not show much on the camera, but I suppose anytime you see footage on camera, it does no justice to actually being there and seeing it firsthand.
Well, at this point, I guess you could say we're out of the worst of the trail. There still might be a couple of rutty sections, but it starts to smooth out at this point. And we're all getting closer to Burns Canyon. That's 2N02. I guess we were looking for a little adventure, and we found some on 2N61Y. Now, Mad Mike even suggested at some point of maybe taking the Heartbreak Ridge trail, but with all the snow, perhaps we just might have been a little ill prepared for that. Nonetheless, turned out to be a great trail run. Now let's head on over to Burns Canyon Trail. Well, we'll start heading back over to Big Bear. might look fun, but that don't sound good.
Okay, noobers. So, I sprayed a little water on my rotors, on my axle shafts, on the joints, on every connecting area, and it's not making that noise no more. Thank God. I thought I broke something, but yeah, no more water puddles. That was fun, but no more. I need to take it easy right now because I kind of pushed it a little, and it gave us a good little scare. So now we're gonna go ahead and head back to Old Town Big Bear. We're gonna have ourselves a nice dinner, and then head back home. But 202, which is Broom Flats, Mallow Trail up until you hit the Heartbreak Ridge Loop, and then it gets pretty gnarly for that section on all the way down to Burns Canyon. And then, well, you know, Burns Canyon is pretty mallow for the most part. We did hit the arsenic piles, but yeah, 202 is pretty fun.
Shades.
So 202 is pretty fun. It has obstacles. It is not Subaru friendly. Do not bring your Subaru. But a stock vehicle a stock Jeep might make it, I think. But there are some sections that are kind of, you might rub your Jeep's belly a little bit. But other than that, 202 Broom Flats. You take it all the way across to Burns Canyon, and then you're pretty much home free. And that's where we're at right now. It was a beautiful day. It was a little chilly. It's 44 degrees, but it's real bright and sunny, so it still feels kind of warm until the wind hits you. But other than that, man, definitely recommend Broom Flats Trail. It's 201 to 202, and then you end up here at
Lake Baltimore.
Burns Canyon.
Oh.
Yeah, Lake Baldwin. It'll drop you off at Lake Baldwin. So we're almost there now. I can see the ranches already. So we're already at the end of the trail. It was fun. Maybe I'll throw some clips in of whatever restaurant we hit right now. Okay, noobs, so we are at Jasper's Barbecue in Big Bear Village.
Yeah.
And
what are the sides?
The sides are
it smells good.
sides of Texas
They didn't have no
toast,
room inside,
coleslaw,
but we got
baked
outside
beans,
tables, and we got
cornbread,
they hooked us up
onion
with the
rings,
heaters, yeah.
beard, breaded
So, yeah.
fries. I mean garlic.
We're warm.
Fries.
We're not
Potato
lacking in
fries,
heat, but I'll hit you guys as soon as the food comes.
And there you have it, folks. That concludes our day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share the channel with your friends. Thanks for watching. God bless. Y'all come back now, you hear?